It's now official. Governor Siminalayi Fubara has officially returned to Rivers State after the lifting of the 6-month state of emergency imposed on the state by President Bola Tinubu. The March 18, 2025 declaration of emergency rule was to check a deepening political crisis between Fubara and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, who currently holds the position of Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Upon arriving at the Port Harcourt International Airport via private aircraft, Governor Fubara was greeted with a warm reception by his deputy, key government functionaries, and a multitude of supporters at the presidential wing. News Central correspondent Austin Azu, who has been monitoring developments at the airport, reports that the governor zoomed off from the airport and is expected to resume duty at the government house immediately.
I know everyone wants to hear something from me. In fact, we expected it when I landed from the airport. Let me first of all appreciate the wonderful people of Rivers State. I am really humbled by what I saw at the airport. I was also briefed with some particulars of what happened here yesterday. That reception really humbled me. It showed love, confidence, and solidarity. I want to say that it is not just a celebration, a massive reception by the number of people who came out to celebrate, but the display or the affirmation of the bond between this government and the people that we are serving. I want to assure you that we will, by the grace of God, continue to do those things that has made you people love us. I want to appreciate everyone and to say that we love you, that God loves you more. We are going to address the state officially by 6 p.m. this evening, and in that state broadcast, every other person, every personality, every authority that gives support to this normal.
And joining us live from Port Harcourt as News Central correspondent Austin Azu. Austin, good afternoon and thank you for joining us. Can you give us an update of what's happening right now in Rivers State?
The political atmosphere in Rivers State has changed just a few hours ago. The arrival of the governor signaled a new dawn in Rivers State that yes, democratically elected governor has resumed office in Rivers State. At the airport, we saw a mammoth crowd that came to welcome the governor. The deputy governor and top political officers in the state were at the Port Harcourt International Airport to welcome the governor. And of course, one can tell for free that yes, the people are quite happy. The jubilation continues, and the governor immediately alighting from the private aircraft, hand a handshake with the people that came to welcome him, and thereafter he zoomed off to Government House. And it's expected that the governor will start, governance of the state as soon as possible. Well, you can see behind me movement of vehicular movement. It seems everyone seems to be going about their lawful duties. However, we spoke to some of them earlier on. They are quite happy that now that the governor is back, they want the governor to actually consolidate on what he has started. They mentioned some aspects that the governor needs to focus on. One, the governor needs to build the people once again. The governor needs to revisit those projects that were abandoned. And the governor as well needs to carry everyone along within the states. But this is the only thing that most of them have been talking about, and it's expected that the governor will definitely, consider most of these, new ideas that residents of the state have actually sold to him for free. So back to the studio.
Thank you, Austin Azu, for that update. And now we're joined by Haya King, a lawyer from Port Harcourt. Mr. King, thank you so much for joining us. Good afternoon.
It's a pleasure being on your program once more. My name is Haya King, human rights advocate. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So, Mr. King, Governor Fubara is back. What does his return mean politically for Rivers State?
Governor Fubara's return is a sign of, first and foremost, it signals happiness, excitement. The people of Rivers State are happy and excited. Politically, it's a resumption of the mandate the Rivers people gave to the governor, like a rekindling of hope. You know, when your hope is lost, and you are like, I am lost, and somebody just comes to give you a lifeline. I think it's a lifeline to Rivers people, like a drowning man when you are drowning, and somebody throws maybe a stick, a paddle, or just swims under you and try to pull you up from the river. That is the excitement, and when you come out, you just breathe well. You breathe down and well once more again. So Rivers people are breathing well again. Rivers people are breathing down again. That is the signal. Politically, development will start all over. Politically, things will begin to happen. Contracts will begin to, go on again. Contractors will be paid. The economy will begin to boom once more. So it's a signal that something is about to happen. You know, something is about to happen and you have hope. You know, they say when you are hungry and you are having hope that by 3 o'clock I'm going to eat, by 6 o'clock I'm going to eat. There is hope. It will keep you. You will not die. But when you are hungry and there is no hope, there is no source of income, it becomes very, very suicidal. I think return of Nyesom Wike to Rivers State has just signaled a new dawn in Rivers State. It has now reawakened a lost hope. It has reawakened appetite of people who had gone on hunger strike. Yesterday night they had to break their hunger and begin to eat once more. Not to also forgetting even the House of Assembly that also came back is another signal also that the people we voted for, the people we sent to go and represent us at the House of Assembly, they are back on their job. They are back at, to do what we mandated them to go and do. The last 6 months was a gloomy 6 months, was a regrettable 6 months, was a 6 months of sadness. Both for him, both for the House of Assembly member, both for Wike, both for myself,
yes,
both for Rivers people. But right now, our hopes are high again, our expectations are high again. That is actually what the return of seems to me. What the return of seems to me.
Okay, Mr. King, just hold on. Austin, were you able to talk to people at the airport to get a feedback from them as to what they expect now that the governor is back? That, did they tell you what the state has been under the emergency rule and the administrator, and what gaps the government created for them?
Yes, a cross-section of respondents who spoke to actually expressed diverse opinions regarding the immediate past SO administrator of Rivers State. They said so much about that they mixed the governor, and they said the SO administrator didn't actually give him attention to governance in the state, regarding particularly to the rural communities. And not only that, sanitation was something else, and roads, infrastructure, and abandoned projects littered across the state. That now that the governor is coming back, they actually want the governor to complete those abandoned projects. And not only that, they equally went further to state that most of the, those roads, those link roads that have become a death traps, that they needed urgent attention, which the governor must give immediate consideration to. By and large, the expectations are quite huge. And I know, of course, the governor might have heard most of what those people have said, and it's expected that the governor will give speedy attention to what the people are yearning for. But the atmosphere in Rivers, precisely from the airport this afternoon, was quite encouraging, and it means that yes, a great man arrived at the state. Everywhere was shut down. People were on a gridlock for a very long time, and there was a lot of buying and selling at the airport as well. So basically, it boosts the economy of the airport community and so on and so forth. So it's indeed a welcome development for the people of Rivers State that their governor is back home after 6 months away from seat of power.
Thank you so much, Austin, for that update, and we'll follow up with you subsequently. Thank you, Austin. And now we're also joined by our news correspondent, Israel Eferobor. Israel, good afternoon. Can you give us an update from where you are right now in Rivers State? Okay, Mr. King, let's continue with you. I think I'm having a network issue with our correspondent, Israel, so when he comes back, we'll continue. So, Mr. King, can you tell us what gaps you think are in the governance during this emergency rule that happened in Rivers State, and how do you think that the governor will quickly fill them?
Apart from, if I'm not mistaken, apart from payment of salaries and maybe payment of a few contractors, everything governance in Rivers State was at a comatose, was at a halt. Everything halted because there were a lot of things that the so-called administrator could not do, apart from salaries and the recurrent expenditure and all that. Right now, we expect the governor to begin to do those things that ordinarily he would have done in the past 6 months, like your correspondent mentioned, some of the abandoned projects or halted projects. I expect that the contractors will be paid, and that these jobs, these contracts will now continue, like the East-West Road, the ring road in Port Harcourt. I mean, to say the ring road in Port Harcourt got to a point and stopped. But with the speed with which that job was going, by now, I think the contractors would have gone far, maybe more than 50% or 60%. But I know that in the past 6 months, that contract was stalled as a result of the state of emergency. So we expect the governor to get to those things now. Let economic activities return to Rivers State. Let people begin to breathe fresh air again. Let people begin to breathe again. Because we were choked before now. Let the Rivers people begin to see performance, begin to see job well done, begin to see speed. I have said this morning in one other program that it's like a relay race where the first or the second partner drops the baton, and the third person that will pick up that baton will have to hasten up. We have to do some extra running, extra things to be able to meet up. Even if the relay race, they took off very, very well, and they dropped the baton along the line, just like we dropped the baton for 6 months. 6 months is a long time. A lot of states have gone forward, have gone very far. But we are urging the governor and his House of Assembly to quicken up immediately, to hasten up immediately, to start and begin to run fast to meet up with development, creation of jobs, all the programs the governor had. I know that these 6 months has overtaken some of them, but we are urging him to hasten up and begin to do those things that the administrator could not do legally. That's my take, and I believe that is the belief and the take of every Rivers person, that the governor will hit the ground running quick, not to begin to waste time anymore, not to begin to meet up these 6 months, because 6 months it's going to take away 6 months in 3 years, in 4 years, in 3 years and 6 months. That's a huge time. That's a very, very, wasted period. Best let the governor hit the road running. I don't want to expect any disagreement between him and the House of Assembly. I believe all the parties have learned their lesson. I don't want to see any disagreement. I believe there won't be any disagreement. I think the government will completely take charge, full charge, because none of them will want what happened in the past 6 months
okay,
to happen
Mr. King,
again.
Let's talk about the budget that has already been reviewed and settled before the governor's return. How significant is that?
That issue of the budget is a very, very difficult issue. But again, I say difficult because this is the first time in Nigeria, and I don't think it has happened any other place in the world where a budget is presented twice. That budget has been presented twice. If you recall, the governor presented that budget to the former House of Assembly as it were, and the National Assembly also. The sole administrator also presented that budget to the National Assembly, which approved that budget, that same budget. That's why I say that it's a very, very difficult situation that we find ourselves. But again, what is all about budget? Budget is, this is what I want to spend. This is how I want to get the money. This is what I want to do with the money. This is. I think that is all. That is what budget is all about. And if that is only what budget is all about, then there is actually no difficulty. There's actually no problem. The governor can go ahead to do a supplementary budget. I said it's difficult because Rivers State is the first state where budget has been presented twice. Now, having said that, I also said it's a very simple thing. It's not difficult because what is budget? Budget is all about how I will get money for the state and how I will spend it, what I will spend it upon. So, with this, it's not a difficult thing at all, except if the politicians have some other things apart from the simple fact that budget ought to be. Tell me how you are generating the money and where you are going to be spending the money. If that is all what is about budget. Now, the sole administrator has spent some money. So the governor will look at the budget again. After looking at the budget, if there is anywhere he thinks that he needs to amend and all that, and say, look, I need a supplementary budget. The sole administrator has spent so. Then I need to have a supplementary budget to be able to run for the remaining 3 months. I think we have October, November, December. September is half month already. Today is 19th of September 2025. So for this 2025, I'm going to be needing this. There's something like that. There's actually nothing wrong with that. The supplementary budget will do for the governor to make sure the show continues to go on, because like we say in the art, the show must go on. No matter what happens, River State must go on. Salaries must be paid. Contractors must be paid. Development must take place. Things must happen, no matter whose ox is God. So that's my position in that budget issue. But again, that is in the hands of the governor. When the governor comes in, he will look at what has been budgeted before he left and after he left, what is now remaining. He will look at the books. I believe that the sole administrator must have what we call a note or handover note or whatever.
Right.
Money that I got in this past 6 months, how I spent it. I spent so amount for the election.
Okay,
I spent so amount for the verification of the staff. I spent so amount for the sanitation that was done in this September, and all that. Right. So I think he must have to tell the governor that this is what I got, this is what I spent. So the governor will look at the books. Whatever the governor wants to do, it is at his own discretion.
Mr. King, sorry to interject you, but thank you so much for joining us this afternoon and giving us an update from Rivers State. God bless you. Thank you.